Hey, Slater Crusaders, America's the greatest country in the world. Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk abortion, shall we? Because that's what this is all about. Now, the left was trying to make this election all about a referendum on Trump's handling of COVID. Now, I know we got, 42 more days, so there's still 42 more things that could happen, that could change everything. But I think as of now, the entire narrative has changed, and this is all going to be about the Supreme Court, and therefore all about abortion. Amy Coney Barrett, who's probably going to be Trump's nominee, she is a Catholic, pro-life mother of 7. All right. And so all the hatred that's going to be piled on her these next couple weeks is because she's a pro-life woman. So that's really what this is. So I think it's important here that we do a brief introduction of Roe v. Wade and what it really says and the history of it and how we got to where we are today. And then ideally, how it could in fact be overturned. So let's settle in. We're gonna do this for 2 segments here because there's a lot to go over. Let me say this before we get started. In the end, if/when, and I believe it will eventually, because it's on such shaky ground, and we'll get to that. When Roe v. Wade is overturned, it would simply put abortion laws to the states. Some states would outlaw completely, as was the case in Texas, which is what we'll get to, other than the life of the mother. And some states would allow it, like in California, it'd just be game on, right? It would go back to what it was in 1973. Some states would allow it, some states wouldn't. And I think it's really important to know that because a lot of people freaking out about it are acting as if when it's overturned, abortion will be illegal overnight for everyone. And no, that's not what will happen. It'll just be left up to the states. Okay, so there were 3 questions, actually, and it gets there's so many different levels we can do. There are actually 3 people involved with Roe v. Wade, but they dismissed 2 of them in the actual ruling. But there are 3 questions involved in Roe. It was the competing rights of the pregnant woman, the rights of her unborn child, and then the rights of the state of Texas. So we're going to ignore the state of Texas part here just because that gets a little complicated. So you have the rights of the pregnant woman and the rights of the unborn child. And the court ultimately ruled that the rights of the woman trumps all based on the woman's right to privacy. Oddly. The court decided that the right of a woman's privacy is of higher priority than the right of the unborn child. Right to privacy. That's weird. Have you ever heard that? You don't see pro-abortion people marching around we have a right to privacy, right to privacy. That's not a mantra of the Planned Parenthood pro-abortion people. What is that? What do you mean right to privacy? Where is that right to privacy? Where does that exist in the Constitution? What are we even talking about? The right to privacy. Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Subscribe, get more.